Yes. Welcome. It is Sunday, November 3rd, 2024. And you are watching the One More Round live chat. My name's Gav. I'm your host of this here show. I, like I do every week, bring you MMA news, boxing news around the world in our fight sphere, as we like to call it. Yeah, we had a good week. A decent week, I should say. It wasn't great, especially with what we're used to around these here parts. But we had a couple wins here and there. We bet small this week, but we ultimately came out on top, and that's what we want. If you're new to this here show, you probably know me from the Main Card Minute with my boy Luke, where we give you watch-along streams on Saturdays, and we watch the fights, whether it's PFL, whether it's UFC, whether it's Bellator, whether it's One, whatever it may be. We give you picks, plays, parlays, props, all that. And if you scan that QR code below, you can subscribe to us and be notified when we go live and we make you money. So yeah, do that. Scan those QR codes below. Mine is on the right. Luke's is here on the left. Please scan below and follow. Follow us on social, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that. Hit us with some likes, hit us with some follows, hit us with some views. Let us know that the content we're making is good. If not, I'm gonna fucking stop. Anyways, hit our email, one more round at Gmail. One more round fights at gmail.com. Send us your wins, send us your picks, send us your likes, send us your content. I want to see what you guys are up to. I want to see what you're winning, what you're betting on, your style. Maybe I can help you. So if I see what you're up to, let me know. And we've been making some money. So if I've made you some money, send me some wins. Send me how much money we made you. I want to see. One more round fights at gmail.com. Shout out to our sponsor, w.gg. W.gg. Get your supplements, get your powders, get your fix at w.gg. Use promo code one more round. That is promo code one more round. And without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. We had a fun weekend. We had UFC Fight Night 246. The last one was for UFC Vegas 100. And we had our boy Brandon Moreno fucking style on Amir Albazi. In two ways, baby. He styled on Amir Albazi in two ways. Let's talk about it. First off, walked in styling on him with them red shorts, repping that Dia de los Muertos. You know, I even got the shirt on today. I even got the Dia de los Muertos shirt on for my boy Moreno. But yeah. Styles on him completely. Not a second of that fight did I ever think that Moreno was going to lose. Not 1 second. Moreno had complete and total control from round 1 at the start of the bell till round 5 at the final bell. Brandon Moreno was in complete and total control. He wasn't afraid at any point in this fight. He was swagging off, doing shoulder rolls, picking up his shorts like he's Dustin Poirier, picking his shots, making a miss and then calling, doing head movements to be like, oh, that's where your punch went because it didn't land on me. Barely had a mark on his face by the end of the fight. I don't even think he had a mark on his face. But then you look at Amir Albazi, and that boy looked like he fought with a honey badger in a fucking trash can because his face was mauled. He had marks everywhere. He looked tired. He looked defeated. He looked like he knew he didn't win that fight, and he looked like he had no chance. Because in that round 4 or 5, you'd see somebody that had some fighting spirit try to go for the finish, try to dive on something, try to throw caution to the wind and land some crazy strikes. And Amir Albazi did nothing of the sort. He said, I'm going to continue what I was doing, and I'm going to get out of this fight alive because this guy's looking to take my head off. And Brandon Moreno almost did in that round 5. He hit him with a big shot. I believe it was a punch. Big punch right to the chin. Wobbles him. I was like, My Moreno by finish prop is gonna hit. My Brandon Moreno by finish single is gonna hit. That's not what happened. He took it all the way. Did some more styling at the end of that 5th round. Threw some punches, threw some kicks, did a little dancing on him, did some showboating for the crowd. The fight was over. 5-round unanimous decision. Now, I was completely shocked when one judge gave Albazi a round. I don't know which round or which judge it was, but there was a 49-46 in there, and that is absolutely heinous because I do not see even a 2-minute span of the fight where Amir Albazi did anything good. This was listless. I don't know if it was listless, actually. I don't know if it was that Moreno looked that good or Albazi just didn't have it that night because it was downhill, one-sided traffic. And Brandon Moreno came out on top. I was not worried. I wish I put a straight on Moreno. I was kind of upset myself. I was like, why didn't I? I knew he was going to win this fight, and I just went with the by finish prop. I should have took him straight as well, but I didn't. I didn't, and I failed myself. I honestly did. I had him in the parlays, but the parlay already died. You know, like what was I supposed to do? Re-put it in? It would have died again. It would have died again. So yeah, Brandon Moreno, complete and utter domination, unanimous decision. He looked absolutely amazing in there. He looked title shot ready. Now, we're not giving him a title shot off of one win in 3 fights. But, I mean, let's just look at the guys he's beaten. He's beaten Amir Albazi. He's beaten Davison Figueiredo. He's beaten Kai Kara France. He's beaten Brandon Royval, even though he last lost to Brandon Royval by a split decision. He just hasn't beaten Pantoja. Pantoja is the one guy he hasn't beaten. So let's say, for the sake of it, that Pantoja beats Kai Asakura. Let's say that happens. Would we want to set up a title eliminator between Moreno and Kai Kara France? Because does Royval get the next shot after that? Does Royval get the winner? Or do we do a Royval versus Asakura, then a Moreno versus Kara France? Then whoever has the most impressive win gets the fight for the title next. Or then we have like a tournament style. Do we do a tournament style where we do Royval versus KKF? We do Moreno versus KKF. We do Royval versus the loser of Pantoja Asakura. And then the winners of those fight each other, and then they fight for the title next. I don't know. There's a huge logjam at the top of 25. A lot of people that have fought each other already. A lot of people that have just lost to somebody in the top 5. It's tough. It's tough out there right now. We're honestly going to need an Asakura win to make things crazy. We're going to need an Asakura win to throw Royval in there to get that right away, and then we can set up Moreno versus KKF for the next winner. That would be ideal in what happens next, but we all know that's not what's going to happen. Pantoja is going to ruin it, and he's going to stay champion, and we're going to have more of a logjam. So we'll see what happens there. But not much to do at the top of that division right now. Besides rematches. Rematches is all I see in the future of 125 if we don't get an Asakura win. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope for some good theater at flyweight in 2024 and the end of 2023. Sorry, end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. What was that? Anyways, yeah, that's all I got to say about Moreno, honestly. He's looking really good. He's looking title ready, but he needs another win. Maybe 2, honestly, because losing to the champ and losing to the next title challenger, number 1 contender, is kind of puts you at a deficit. So you need at least 1 or 2 more wins or to beat one of those guys. And I don't fancy a Pantoja trilogy or a Royval trilogy. So it's going to be interesting. Going to be very interesting. It sucks. He lost to Pantoja twice. That's rough. That is rough. Get a little text massage. I want to play 2K in a little bit. Maybe I'll gander. I put that on silent. Sorry about that. All right. Moving past Moreno to my fighter spotlight of the week. I know. You're like, fighter spotlight for this person? What the hell? They're established. What do you mean? Well, if I did one for Kyle Barajo, I'm going to do one for you. And you deserve a little notoriety after a win like that. You gutted it out. You didn't look good in the first 2 rounds, but you got it done in that last 3. You got your game plan figured out, and you executed to perfection. I'm talking about Erin, cold-blooded Blanchfield. She is my fighter spotlight of the week. What a win over a former champion, albeit a weight class below, but still a former champion, Namajunas. What a win and what a notch to have in your belt. That's 2 good wins that she has now. She's looked really good in her last couple. We're talking about Erin Coldblood Blanchfield, only 25 years of age, people. Born in May 4th of 1999. Yeah. UFC flyweight. Now 13-2. 13-2. Okay. Last beating Rose Namajunas. Before that, beating Talia Santos. Before that, beating another former champion in Jessica Andrade. Before that, beating a top contender, Molly McCann. Before that, beating a crowd favorite and always fun fighter in JJ Aldrich. Beating another up-and-coming prospect at the time, Miranda Maverick. Brogan Walker Sanchez. Victoria Leonardo. Sarah Albar. Look at all these wins she's got under her belt. Just slowly creating a nice little resume for herself. Now let's talk about this win on Saturday. Before we dive deep into her career. Erin Blanchfield was losing round 1 and 2. I think on everyone's scorecards. She was not looking good in there on the feet. And then she made a decision to herself in that fight that she was going to press the action. She was going to get in Rose's face. She's going to land the more powerful shots. She's going to get her up against the fence. She's going to take her down. She's going to dominate. And she checked every single box down the fucking list. She killed it. Erin Blanchfield used her Eddie Bravo Invitational Jiu-Jitsu. She used every tool available to her in her fence game. She used every tool available to her in her ground game. She kept Rose on the mat when she got her there. I think Rose was able to get up 1 time and evade 1 takedown, but for the most part, it was all Erin Blanchfield from rounds 3 on. She gutted out that win. I could see why she wanted the 5-round fight instead of the 3-round fight, because she would have lost a 3-round fight, but a 5-round fight, she gutted it out. So that was a smart decision by her. It was a little weird to see a co-main event on a fight night have a 5-round co-main event, but it proved to play into Erin Blanchfield's advantage, and she ended up winning the fight. I believe the scorecards were 48-47 across the board. That tells you rounds 3, 4, 5 were all Blanchfield. Round 1 and 2 was all Rose. And I really had Rose in this fight. I really did. But Erin Blanchfield proved that she had 1 hiccup. She cleared that up in her game. And now she's coming back ready to take out champions and former champions. And bravo to Erin Blanchfield, because New Jersey, New York area, we got one. We got one. And she's young. She's 25. She's 25. Very young. Valentina should be worried. She got a lot of young up-and-comers biting at her feet. She got Manon Fiorot on the way up. She got Erin Blanchfield on the way up. Shit, if Tatiana Suarez goes up, watch the fuck out. I mean, Valentina's got her hands full for the next 2-3 years if she decides to keep a hold of that title. Because Erin Blanchfield is young, and she's good, and she's getting better. She's getting better. That's the scariest part. Every time she goes out there, she puts on a better performance than the last. with the exception of that Manon Fiorot fight. But that's a tough fight for anyone. She's so big, so strong, so good at striking, so hard to take down. So even with if she tried to implement this game plan that she did on Rose against Manon Fiorot, it wouldn't have worked as well because Manon uses great strikes to keep her out, uses great knees and elbows to defer and to make her not want to go for takedowns. Fiorot is just so big and lands such powerful strikes that if you just try to throw caution to the wind, you might end up knocked out. So I'm interested to see Blanchfield's game plan if she indeed has to fight Manon Fiorot again, if Fiorot has the title, or she has to fight Fiorot to get one more win before she goes to the title if Fiorot loses. So it's an interesting fight regardless, but I'm excited to see what's in Erin Blanchfield's future. Now let's go back into her past. Let's go back into Erin Blanchfield's past, shall we? It's pretty bright. It's pretty bright. She trains out of Henzo Gracie Academy in Silver Fox BJJ in New York City, New York, but she's from Elmwood Park, New Jersey. New Jersey. Just saying. 5'4", 125 pounds. Born May 4th, 1999 in New York City. Yeah. New York blood going through them veins. Them water bagels in there. Deep in her blood. You feel me? 68-inch reach. All right? Okay? She's been active since 2018. 2018 in the UFC, that is. She's been doing jiu-jitsu her whole life, essentially. Let's talk about it. Former Eddie Bravo Invitational champ. You know how hard it is? We're talking about people like Gio Freakazoid Martinez. Guys like that are champions over there. You get freaky. And wild in the jiu-jitsu gym. If you're winning at EBI, man, there's some hammers in there. Some people that'll roll you out like a pretzel. And Blanchfield's the champ over there. Yeah, she started training jiu-jitsu at 7. So all that experience on the ground. And then she started putting them hands in there. She's dangerous. Okay. 2 years later, she started competing in kickboxing. So at the age of 9. And then grappling tournaments. So she started putting them hands together early. She's not as good at the hands. She's clearly a ground fighter first, but getting better. And by the age of 12, she decided she wanted to be an MMA fighter. So she made her Invicta debut. Like I said, she started MMA in 2018. This is March 17th of 2018. I wonder if she's Irish. That's funny. Invicta 30, and she won by split decision. So, she didn't take an L, which is nice. Good start to her career. Then she fought Kay Hansen. Yeah, we know. Another UFC up-and-comer. Invicta 32. She won by majority decision. So it's starting to let her know where she's at. She's like, okay, I'm starting to put it together. I'm really good, and I'm getting better. Then she ran into somebody that we all know very well. And that's Tracy Cortez, who last fought Rose Namajunas. That was Invicta 34. She actually lost by split decision. That was February of 2019. Then she moved on from Invicta. She went on to Cage Fury fighting. And she won her next fight via submission in round 1. So Blanchfield's starting to realize, okay, I could stay on the feet if I need to, but if I take it to the ground, it's my bread and butter. I could take these girls out if I want to. So this is what she starts doing. But she then realizes that I got these hands too. She said, I got these hands. She takes on I think Victoria Leonardo, Invicta 39. She goes back to Invicta. She dropped Leonardo with a second round head kick and then finished her off with some punches. So now she's like, all right, I can take these girls out anywhere. I'm dangerous anywhere. I got hands, I got feet, I got a ground game. I can use my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu if I need to. So the UFC is starting to look at her. They're like, okay, she's looking good. If she gets another win, maybe we'll get her in there. Somebody drops out of their fight against Bia Malecki. She's thinking she's going to make a return. Turns out the bow was pulled from the card. Dumont missed the weight. 3.5 pounds. Can't take that fight. Can't take it. I'm already stepping in short notice. Now you're even more weight. I can't take that fight. Fight over. We don't end up doing that fight at all. It was going to be her UFC debut. It was a short notice replacement for Blanchfield, but shit happens. So then she's expected to face Macy Barber, replacing Montana De La Rosa. Barber withdrew, replaced by Miranda Maverick. Perfect. 2 up-and-coming prospects. Put them head-to-head. We'll see what her level's at. And guess what? We found out that Blanchfield was it. She won by unanimous decision. Pasted Maverick to the mat. And this is a Maverick that was streaking. Maverick was beating everyone. She was taking everyone down, beating them up. And now she got that done to her. We're like, oh, Blanchfield's the real deal. Okay. Fire up the machine. Let's get her up there. Then, 8 takedowns. 8 takedowns against Maverick. This is what Maverick does to other people. So we're like, all right. Shoot her up the ladder. Shoot her up the freaking ladder. So we give her Aldridge. Beats Aldridge. Give her Molly McCann. Kimura's Molly McCann. Finishing all these girls, by the way. Give her Jessica Andrade. Rear naked choke. She's taking all these people out. We're like, holy crap, this is it. This is it. This is our next champ. She's only 23 at the time. She's beating everybody. Send her up. We'll give her Talia Santos. If she beats Talia Santos, the sky's the limit. We're thinking title shot. She beats Talia Santos by unanimous decision. Now, this is August 26th of 2023. Now we're like, title eliminator. That's it. She was supposed to fight, things happen with the title. Grasa, Shevchenko, log jams, all the sorts. So we're like, after the Santos win, we're like, all right, we got to get you another fight because it's been so long since you won. It's been almost a year. So we're like, we'll give you Fioro in March of 2024. And we all know what happened there. Fioro ends up winning the fight by unanimous decision, used the more powerful striking. Blanchfield just never could really get it going, could never really get a consistent takedown. Fioro wins. Fioro gets the next title shot. And then she comes out and gives us a win like that against Rose. Wow. What a career for Erin Blanchfield. The sky's the limit. I say one more win for her, and we could put her in there for the title, especially since we now know we don't need to see Grasso Shevchenko anymore, and we need new title challengers. If Shevchenko beats Fioro, I say march her in there. I don't think I need to see another fight. If Fioro loses, maybe we give Fioro Blanchfield, but if we don't have any other title contenders, just throw Blanchfield against Shevchenko. I mean, there's not much going on in the division right now. Let's be real. We got Shevchenko. We got Fioro. We got Blanchfield. We got Barber. We got Namajunas. Namajunas, Barber's probably next, unless Barber has a fight lined up. Maybe Barber Grasso. But, yeah. There's not much there. So I just line them up for Chevy. Line them up. And hopefully Blanchfield can take the title off her because we know that a grappling style can beat Shevchenko. We've seen Grasso do it. We've seen Grasso finish her from the back. You don't think Erin Blanchfield could do that? Hey, man. Blanchfield goes up against an older Shevchenko that's already taken an L or two. Hey, money might be going on Blanchfield. That's all I got to say. Anyways, Erin Blanchfield, big win over Rose Namajunas. Great career thus far. Only 2 hiccups in the road against top contenders right now, Tracy Cortez and Manon Fiorot. So not even looking that bad at this point. And you didn't get finished in either. So, yeah. Yep. Erin, cold-blooded Blanchfield, 25 years of age. She is my fighter spotlight of the week. All right, moving on. UFC Edmonton results. Let's just go through the card real quick. Let's just finish it off. What did we miss? What should we talk about? Brenson Ribeiro beat Caio Machado. Did he, though? Go look at the significant strikes in that fight. And then go look at the story of the fight. Do you think Ribeiro won that fight? I didn't. I think the judges got that one wrong. LA heavyweight. But hey, Jasminejasudavicius brought the money home. Let's go. Defeats Ariane De Silva. Bravo choke. Round 3. I needed the decision, but I'll take the win. I'll take the parlay win. Dustinstolzfus knocks out Marc-Andre Barrio. Go watch that fight back. Wasn't very long. Just 1 round. It's a 1-round fight. Right at the end of round 1, they start exchanging. Marc-Andre Barrio thinks he has the chin that he used to. And in fact, he doesn't. He effectively gets knocked out and kills my parlay in the process. Dustinstolzfus with the biggest win of his career. He's going to get a big fight after this, unfortunately for him, because it's going to be a hammer that might put him into the wood. So we'll see what happens. Mike Malott getting a big win at home over Trevin Giles. Unanimous decision, a 30-27 and 2 29-28s. That's how I saw it as well, to be honest. Giles never really got it going in the rounds 2 and 3. He had round 1, but Malott took the rest and slowly just took the fight away from him. Figured his game plan out and won the fight. Did what he was supposed to do after taking a terrible loss in the 3rd round to Neil Magny. So good on Mike Malott. And thank you for cashing my parlay. On the prelims, we had aiemannzahabi defeating Pedro Munoz. Who knew that he was going to win this handily? 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Pedro Munoz never really got it going. Couldn't land his leg kicks. Got marked up on the face real good. He was looking old out there. He was looking every bit of 38 years of age. Aiemannzahabi is going to get a big fight after this. Took out a nice prospect in Javid Basharat. Or was it Farid? I think it was Javid. And then now Pedro Munoz, he's climbing up. He's going to get a number next to his name if he doesn't already have one. And he's going to get somebody nicely ranked. Let's look at bantamweight. Zahabi just took out. What? He's not ranked? That's actually confusing. I'm so surprised Pedro Munoz isn't ranked. I thought he'd be ranked. Wow. That one kind of blew my mind. Okay. Maybe he'll have. No, they won't take Montel Jackson's number away. But that's a good fight. I like to see Zahabi Montel Jackson next. Zahabi Jonathan Martinez next. Zahabi Kyler Phillips next. Yeah, give him a top 15. Give him a top 15 next, and we'll see what he's got. Yeah, let's see what he's got. Feels right. All right, and charlesjourdain with a big finish over Victor Henry. Nobody saw a guillotine coming, even though he tried it 15 times in the fight. Finally got it on the 15th try. But I still didn't see that he was going to get it. He pulled it off. He was probably training that a lot for Victor Henry's style and ended up pulling it off. Good for him. Good game plan and solid win. Moving down to 135, Charles-Jourdain is now a player at 35. What about a Jourdain-Zahabi fight? That would be cool too. Battle for Canada. We'll see. Yusuf Zalal defeats Jack Shore. I knew Yusuf Zalal would win. I just didn't know he would do it so dominantly. Almost knocks out Jack Shore with a knee, then finishes him off with an arm triangle in the 2nd round. That was 2 second-round finishes in a row. That was pretty cool. We had only 2 finishes on the prelims, 2 finishes on the main card. The rest of these are decisions. Romanov beats Nascimento, 30-27 across the board. Don't need to talk about that fight. It was terrible. Sergey Sidi beats Garrett Armfield. Sorry, Garrett. I thought you won the fight as well, but everybody and their mom thought the Armfield won the fight, but the judges thought he lost it, and that's the result that we get. I'm sorry, Garrett. I won money on that fight, but yeah, I shouldn't have. Split decision, 28-29, 29-28, 29-28 for Sergey Sidi. Cody Gibson dominates Chad Anoliger. 30-27, 30-26. on one judge's scorecard. Wow. He used that team alpha male grappling to a T, got the big dubber. Good on him. And then first fight of the night, last that I'll be covering in this segment. Jamie Lynn Horth defeats Ivana Petrovic. Another robbery. I thought Petrovic won the fight. Still won money on Horth, though. This is one of those rare cards where I chose the favorite, and they ended up winning by split decision. Usually I lose on these splits. But besides the Ribeiro Machado fight, I won on all my splits tonight. So thanks for that. Jamie Lynn Horth beats Petrovic. 30-27, 28-29, 29-28. And then our fight of the night bonuses went to performances by Jasudavicius, Stolzfus, Jourdain, and Zalal. No fight of the night, just 4 performance of the night bonuses. And that's how this fight card went. Moving on to some boxing. What's happening in the world of boxing, y'all? Anything good? We got a revenge tour that just completed. O'Shaquie Foster finally gets that bastard, Robson Conceicao, from stealing his win last time. If any of you remember in their first fight, O'Shaquie Foster was handily beating this guy. It didn't even look like he lost a second of that fight. But the judges gave it to Robson Conceicao unanimously. And none of us could believe it. Me having a bet and in my parlay having O'Shaquie Foster. So I was kind of distraught at the time. O'Shaquie gets this rematch, and boy, did he put the brakes on this boy. He whooped his ass. He got the revenge, and he gets the unanimous decision win. No knockdowns, nothing crazy in this fight, but he got his revenge. He got the win, and after the fight, saying he will not be giving Conceicao a rematch. No trilogy will be happening here because Conceicao does not fucking deserve it. He never won the first fight. So why would he get a third fight? He's 2-0 against Robson Conceicao, in my opinion, and it should stay that way. Never give Robson a fight again. Doesn't matter. You beat him. No need to see a third fight ever. Like, you got robbed in the first one. Good on you. O'Shaquie Foster completes his revenge tour, gets the win. The scorecards on this one were pretty unanimous. It was 115-113, 115-113. Oh, one judge actually gave it 113-115, so this ended up being a split. Wow. He almost got screwed again. But he got it this time. The right guy won. No rematch happening. Split decision win. They're 1-1, but we all know that it's actually 2-0. Let's be real. Let's see what the chat's talking about. We got Lazy Bed in the chat. What up, Lazy Bed? Early morning bong rip time. Let's go, Gav. You already know. You know how I started. You saw the smoke coming through. You know, I start every stream with that. You may not see it, but you know it's there. Other news in boxing. Gabby Fundora, sister of the famed Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno, becomes undisputed and halts Gabriela Alanis in the 7th round to become a 22-year-old undisputed flyweight champion, the Ring flyweight champion. She improves her record to 15-0 with 7 KOs. Now, Alani's got her first KO loss, dropping to 15-2 with 7 KOs, but Gabby Fundora becomes the sport's youngest undisputed champion. What a feat. 7th round KO, 1 minute and 40 seconds. That was at the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. I've stayed at those Virgin Hotels. They have a great pool. I actually love their hotel. And the room layouts are pretty dope too. They got this like seashell kind of couch thing. I loved playing video games on it when I was there. But yeah, Gabby Fundora, 16-0, 7 KOs. She held the IBF belt already. Now she won the Ring Championship, WBC, WBA, and WBO titles. Yeah. Gabby Fundora is her. Yeah, I said that. First ever undisputed flyweight champion and the youngest woman among any weight class. Yeah, the Fonduras are a fighting family. If you don't know them, get used to them because they're going to be around for a while. Length is a premier attribute in the family, and they use it to their advantage. Watch out for the Fonduras. They're beastly. And we got some key dates coming up. We got November 9th, 6 days from now. We got Jarana Ennis taking on Karan Jakazian. 12 rounds for Ennis's IBF welterweight title. That's going to be a good fight. Jakazian got some hands on him. And he's got a chin too. So I might be going Ennis decision in that one. Low key. Just a little game for y'all. I might be going Ennis decision. I don't think he finishes Jakazian. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then we finally get the November 15th fight, Arlington, Texas, on Netflix. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. 8 rounds of heavyweight. But before that, next weekend in Philadelphia on DAZN, we got Ennis Jakazian. So look out for that. And that will complete my other boxing news of the week. You know what time it is. It's our favorite segment of the week. And you know it to be true. That's right, baby. It's this week's wins. This week's wins. This week's wins. This week's what? This week's wins. Let's get it. 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 Let's start off small. Let me preface. This week I went small. I wasn't sure about this card, number one. Number two, I've been taking hellacious hells on the NBA. You know who you are. Evan Mobley. Fucking Evan Mobley. Anthony Edwards. I didn't think you'd screw me like you did, but you screwed me good, buddy. You got 29 instead of 30, and you fucked me. Fucked me so good. At a $3,000. And you, Evan Mobley, at a $3,500. 25 legger. All I needed was 15, and you got me 14. You fucking bastard. But anyways, I digress. It made my units a little small this week. Made my units a little small on a 2 fight nights, getting ready for a UFC John Jones Miocic. I'm playing it small these next 2 weeks. So I went light. So I started off the card small, went a little Jamie Lynn Horth on both apps. It should have been 25. I had it on Petrovic, cashed it out for 22.50, and then put that on Horth. So you know how that goes. But yeah. A little 35 back, a little $10 win, a little $12 win, a little $13 win. Some light. Then went to the second Friday night. I'm like, Gibson got this, bro. Gibson's looked good in his last few fights. There's no way he loses. And I was right. Gibson, a little win, a little $10. A little through the winnings of that last fight onto this. I was like, fuck it. Gibson points. And then I'm winning. And I win a nice little chunk back. You know, we're looking at units this week. We're not looking at total wins. We're not looking at total cash back. We're looking at units. We did some good things with the units this week. We had a little under 2 on Jamie Lynn Horth. Then we had a little plus money win on Cody Gibson. A little plus 110, plus 120. You got to take the wins when they come. The odds were giving us good shit, and we had to take them. Speaking of the odds, I decided to take Garrett Armfield, but then I was like, you know what? Let me wait and see how this first round plays out. First round played out in the way of Armfield, I believed. But I looked on my man Aaron Bronstetter's X and Twitter, and he was saying that Sadi won rounds 1 and 2. So I was like, all right, let me put a little live bet on Sadi. They think he's losing the fight, but Bron says he's winning, and him and the judges agree a lot. So I said, Sadi, live bet. $20 one time when he was at the beginning of the fight at minus 195, and then one when he was down at plus 138, and they both cashed. Worked out in the end. Was very happy for that. Very happy. Look at the time on that, 6:06. I placed that. So yeah. Nice little win. Then Zahabi You already know Zahabi and Zalal were in the parlays. So I had to put, I put extra money on people I got in the parlays. I have to. It's in my blood. I got to win. So then I had a little Zahabi action. Zahabi decision. Zahabi straight up. I couldn't decide how I wanted it. So I was like, you know what? Let me win both ways. Let me win both ways. And then I was like, Zalal, you always bring my money home. You're my fucking road dog. You go out there and you bring my cash back. So I had to take a single on him too. A little minus 160, minus 150. A little money on him too. You see, I kept the units small this week. I didn't go crazy because on the fights I did take L's on, which were they were apparent this week. Took an L on Romanov Nascimento. Took an L on Jourdain Henry. I thought that was going to end by decision. Took an L on Marc-Andre Barrios Stolzfus because who the fuck thought Stolzfus was going to knock him out? So I had to keep the units small. But you had to protect the pockets this week. This week's goal was protect the pockets, and we did that. And then we have we moved on to the main card. We had a little Malott Giles action. I took the over. I said Giles was tough. He'd stick in there. And I was right. Minus 135, minus 140. Bring the money home, baby. Bring that money home. That's what we did. Over 1.5 cash. If you caught that live, good on you. If you didn't, sucks to suck. And then we have the official parlay that I gave out. I gave it to all of you. And yes, that motherfucker cashed. Right there, y'all. Right freaking there. Yes. We had Malott Jasudavicius, aiemannzahabi, Yusuf Zalal, plus 296. If you put 100, you basically won 400. So, I had to do it on both apps. I had to do it. I went a little small this week. Normally, I go my full unit. I went a half unit this week. DraftKings, I went a little less than that. I went a third unit. But DraftKings, I went a third unit, a little 35er, brought back nearly 150. Yusuf Zalal, Zahabi, Malott, Jasudavicius. Some light. Then I went back on FanDuel. I doubled on FanDuel. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That was such a bitch move what I just did back there on fucking DraftKings. Let me go a little heavier on FanDuel. So I said, FanDuel, show me the fucking money, doggy. Show me the fucking money. I did double. I did 62 on this one. Bring into a total, basically a full unit, half unit spread across the apps. But Zalal, Zahabi, Malott, Jasudavicius, 62, bringing back 250. Nice little win. You're welcome if you tailed. Sucks to suck if you didn't. And that's this week's motherfucking wins. We cashed. It was a good week. You're welcome. And moving on. Since my picks went so well for you last week, besides Rose, but Moreno was another one of my picks, so I hope you cashed on that as well. Let's do a little UFC Fight Night 100 Magny versus Prates picks. Yeah. Let's do a little of that. Yerd. Let me just give you 5 guys I like. Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos, Jillian Robertson, Denise Gomez, Cody Garbrandt, and of course, the cigarette-smoking fucking gangster, Carlos Prates. Gotta go with him. Fighting nerds all year. You will not see me bet against a fighting nerd at any point this year. I'm just letting you know that now. I don't care who they're fighting. I'm not betting against a fighting nerd. Not going to fucking happen. So let's look at what we got here on this card. We got Gore Trockley. Trockley got knocked out recently, but I think he could beat Gore. Gaston Bolaños, Cortavius Romeus. Maybe Romeus? I don't know. Melissa Mullins, we're staying away. Cody Stamann, Damon Blackshear. Blackshear is an up-and-comer. Cody Stamann's on the way out. So that's how I view this fight going. Semmelsberger, Radke. I'm going to go Radke with the power and the control on top. Dusko Todorovic, I never put money on him, so I'm going to go with Mansour Abdul Malik. And Zaleski dos Santos taking on Nicholas Dalby. Is this a rematch? I feel like they fought before. Why do I feel like they fought before? They have not. Oh, yes, they have. Okay, they fought May 30th of 2015, Condit versus Alves. Nicholas Dalby lost the fight. Sorry, Aleski dos Santos lost the fight by split decision to Nicholas Dalby. This is a revenge fight. A revenge fight that I think will end 1-1. I think Zaleski dos Santos wins this fight. He's just looked like the better guy. Dalby has gotten a couple good wins, but he lost to Fakhretdinov in his last fight. He beat Bonfim and Salikov and Warley Alves and Claudio Silva, but he's lost to guys like Tim Means. If you're losing to Tim Means, you're losing to Eliseo Zaleski dos Santos, okay? The guy lost to only Randy Brown. He drew at Fakhretdinov, who you lost to. He beat Abubakar. He beat Benoit Saint Denis. You know? I mean, I got to give it to Alexi. And then we got Luana Pinheiro versus Jillian Robertson. I'm also not going against motherfucking Goat Shed. Goat Shed Fighting Nerds, those are my two goats this year. I ain't going against them. Jillian Robertson is beating up Luana Pinheiro. Also, Luana Pinheiro lost me money last time. I thought she was going to beat up on Amanda Hebos. Didn't happen. I thought she was going to beat up on Angela Hill. Didn't happen. So, no. Luana Pinheiro, you're losing this fight. 3-fight losing streak coming up. And then we got a grappler's dream fight. We've been waiting for this fight. Gerald Mearshart versus Henner de Ritter. I think de Ritter wins in his first fight in the UFC. He only lost to Anatoly Malikin, who's a goddamn beast. So I got to give it to him. Ricky Tercios. I love Ricky. I'm going to go with him to Bernardo Sopaj. It's probably not going to happen, but I like Tercios. Karolina Kalkevich. I never go with her. She's on the way out as well. Denise Gomez on the way up. Denise Gomez. KO probably. And then we got Cody Garbrandt against Miles Johns. Miles Johns just never looks too comfortable in a fight. Cody Garbrandt always looks comfortable in a fight. I got to go to Cody. And then I'm never choosing against Fighting Nerds. Carlos Prates by finish. And yeah, those are my picks for the card. I will put out a graphic later this week and all that, so you guys can tail my picks and win some money again. We're 2-0 in 2 weeks on the regular parlays. The high riskers aren't doing too hot, but the regular parlay is doing good. So I would start tailing those. We're on a good little run here. Just saying. Just saying. The time's now 11:57. Let me get you guys out before 12. Enjoy some food. Do some shit before you guys watch football. Let me just quickly go over everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our sponsors, w.gg. Use promo code 1 more round. That is promo code. I fucking missed like a loser. That's promo code 1 more round. Sponsors? Anybody want to hand us money? Give us free shit? Hit us up. You know what I like? I don't even have to say it anymore. You know what I'm going to say? CBD, THC, food, snacks, workout stuff, glass. I don't care what it is. I want free shit. Hit us up. Tired of fucking asking. Send your wins into our email, onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. Don't forget, I want to see what you guys win on. Don't forget to follow the social handles. That's where we put out the graphics for the picks and all that. Parlays, One More Round Fights. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on TikTok. Hit us up on YouTube. All that. I put the picks out on Instagram and YouTube. So look for those posts. Hit the QR code. Main card minute. One More Round Fights. Please follow us both. Please like the channels. Please subscribe. Please bring us on the way up. And again, I'm your host, Gaff, bringing you MMA news every week. Boxing, all that. Enjoy your football. I'm sick. I need to hawk up a loogie. I can't wait to get off stream. So without further ado, peace.